Today we are going to be looking at Michael Saylor, and we're going to see what an actual financial advisor thinks about him.
10 years long enough of a wait to buy it.
If you're going to hold your capital, hold your investment for 10 years, then Bitcoin's a great idea. I'd say the minimum is 4 years. Bitcoin's 100,000 right now, Dave. No one's ever lost money buying Bitcoin. No one's ever made money if they're short Bitcoin right now. So if you're looking for 4 months or 4 weeks or 4 days, you have anxiety. If you got 4 years, you're okay. If you have 10 years, you're going to look like a genius.
So that if you look at past trends of Bitcoin, this is actually true. Over a 4-year time horizon, you've made money. And over a 4-month time horizon, pretty bad stuff has happened. What is this? Yeah, this is 4 months. This is less than 4 months, and you can see down 52%. So yeah, I actually agree. I would just say that about other stuff.
What's the use case of Bitcoin? It's capital preservation. Let's take New York City. Developers of New York City in 1776 didn't have an end game. They've been raising capital to invest in New York City real estate at the all-time high for 300 years. If you went and talked to them today and you said, what's your end game? They would say, well, we're going to keep investing in New York City. If you've ever talked to a person that owned an apartment in New York City, no one aspires to hold the apartment for a few years, sell the apartment, and move out of New York City. They put it in their will, they give it to their children, and if you ask them why, they say there's no better place on earth to live than New York. There is no place up from there. So New York City is the end game for people that want to live in the greatest city in North America. Bitcoin is the end game for anybody that wants to own the greatest property in the 21st century.
Now, the issue with this is this assumes Bitcoin goes up perpetually. This assumes there's always more buyers for Bitcoin. So then what is the end game after Bitcoin? Bitcoin produces nothing. If you buy real estate in New York, if you're developing real estate in New York, you can rent that out to someone. New York can become bigger. Now, New York doesn't become bigger at a rate like this. It becomes bigger slowly. A lot of the reasons why people are in Bitcoin is not because of the capital preservation. If they wanted that, then they would buy a bond, not Bitcoin. The reason why people buy Bitcoin is because numbers go up. Buy a lot. Not capital preservation. So if you're buying it for capital preservation, very few people are buying it solely for that reason.
Bitcoin is digital capital, right? The world's going to be remade. There's a digital transformation in finance taking place. Everybody on Wall Street understands it. Everybody on Capitol Hill understands it. Everybody on Main Street understands it. It's like electricity or fire or the internet. Bitcoin is the only truly global capital market in the world. And so if you think about the volatility of it, the volatility is the price that you pay in order to create billions of dollars of credit and liquidity at your fingertips. We're buying all the time. We're buying every quarter. We're buying the lows, the mids, the highs. You know, I'll be buying the top forever because I'm expecting Bitcoin will continue to appreciate as digital capital. I think physical capital, real estate capital, financial capital, people are going to sell those things and they're going to move their money into digital capital, and it's going to be a trend for a long, long time to come.
The issue is, where does the money come from? Sure, they can, if you sell all your stocks and buy Bitcoin, horrible idea in my opinion. Not financial advice, but I think it's a horrible idea. Someone buys those. You don't sell them into the ether. Someone buys them. So then where does the money come from? And that's when we get into the Fed and stuff like that. And if you look at liquidity, that's a lot of the time when Bitcoin goes up. When liquidity was very strong, Bitcoin in 2021, when we printed a bunch of money, Bitcoin went up big. If you look at, if you remember years ago when banks were going to fail, Bitcoin reacted fairly strongly off of that. If you look at after that, when the Fed started cutting rates, Bitcoin continued to go up.
Well, so why won't
Going everywhere.
if it's ramping up in terms of its success, and let's say that that's exponential, because perhaps it might be, why won't Bitcoin just suck the investment capital out of
Very
everything?
good question.
It is, and it will.
Okay.
That's why I'm here.
Well, so
No, it won't, because you have to sell it. You have to sell to someone else. Whenever someone sells, there's always someone on the opposite side of the trade. Always. You never sell to nothing, or else you don't get any money, because someone else has to give you the money for the asset that you hold. Now, if you look at if you look at Bitcoin, where did people get the money from? One, there is speculative capital. Two, there's money that people were willing to lose for various reasons, and it ultimately all boils down into various forms of speculation. Now, there's a small amount of people who have gone all in Bitcoin because they bought what Michael Saylor said. However, the issue becomes, who do you sell to then? Who do you sell the Bitcoin to? Nobody lives, I mean, maybe he does, but nobody I know wants to die on $1 billion in Bitcoin. They all want to spend the money. So then who do they sell to? They sell to new buyers from other places. But then what happens when the returns in Bitcoin decline? Because if it increases exponentially, there will be all the capital on the planet in Bitcoin, and then nobody will have any houses, etc., etc. We'll all just sit on Bitcoin, which is useless. Buy actual productive assets. Not saying you shouldn't buy Bitcoin. But in terms of what Michael Saylor is selling, people buy actual productive assets that generate strong returns. This is Noah Tillinghast. Like and subscribe if you like more content like this.